Good afternoon, Mr. and Mrs. Van Maver. Thank you very much for joining me today, and thank you for making time to speak with me. Whether we're meeting in person or over the phone, I want to reassure you that this is a safe and respectful space where we can talk honestly about Ruan's progress. Your involvement in his education is incredibly valuable, and I truly appreciate your support. To begin with, I want to share some of the positive things I've observed about Ruan. He is a thoughtful learner who shows a great deal of curiosity in class, especially during our natural sciences lessons. When we explore energy and the environments and the ecosystems, for example, he is very enthusiastic and often asks deeper questions than most students would even think about, showing that he is thinking critically about the content. He also works well in group settings and demonstrates leadership qualities when interacting with the classmates. These are strengths that will serve him well going forward. That said, there are a few areas that I'd like us to work on together to help him reach his full potential. Over the past few weeks, I've noticed that Ruan's written work, especially in assessment, has lacked detail. For instance, in his recent test on the water cycle, he provided general answers but missed some of the key scientific terms and explanations. This affected his overall mark quite heavily, not because he didn't know the work, but because he didn't communicate his understanding fully. I believe this is more about how he approaches tests than a lack of knowledge. Another thing I've observed is Ruan seems to be more of a verbal or auditory learner. He performs well when we discuss concepts aloud or use diagrams during the lessons, but he appears to struggle when he has to write down that same information. That tells me that he benefits from practicing how to express scientific concepts in writing, which is something we can definitely support him with in the classroom. Before we carry on, do any of you have any questions or concerns? Okay. I also want to be sensitive to the fact that some learners come from diverse backgrounds and may face different challenges, whether at home, in the community, or even adjusting to a new school environment. So before we make any assumptions, I'd love to ask, have you noticed any changes in his routine or focus at home? Anything that might be affecting his schoolwork or confidence? I find that when we work together to understand the full picture, we can better support learners holistically. Moving forward, I'd like to suggest a few supportive strategies. In class, I'll continue to support Ruan to break down questions, highlight keywords, plan his answers before writing. I also plan to give him additional opportunities for low-pressure formative tasks. These are practice activities that aren't marked for formal assessment, but they do allow him to build confidence and receive feedback from myself. On your side, if possible, creating a quiet, steady study place at home or setting a routine for revision can be extremely helpful. Encouraging him to talk through what he's learned, even if it's in his home language, that can also deepen his understanding tremendously. Another idea is to have him explain a concept back to you, almost as if he's the teacher. Personally, I believe this strategy really helps solidify knowledge. If you'd like me to, I can also share some additional resources, short revision videos, interactive quizzes, or vocabulary sheets so that you can practice in a more engaging and accessible way. I'll be happy to send over those maybe through WhatsApp or even email, whichever is more convenient for you. Would you like me to send those additional resources to you? Perfect. Finally, I want to emphasize that this conversation is not about judgment, it's about collaboration. Ruan has great potential. With consistent support from both school and home, I have no doubt that he will improve steadily. I'm here to walk the journey with you. Please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions, suggestions, or just want to check in about Ruan's progress. I believe that open communication between school and home makes a huge difference in learner success. Do you have any thoughts or concerns you'd like to share before we end? I'd really love your input as we can plan the way forward together. Perfect. Thank you so much for coming in today. I really appreciate your time, and I hope that we can help your son. And yeah, see you guys soon.